The 2021 virtual GHD Petrol Ilirska Bistrica Hill Climb is presented in partnership with Viper Gaming by Petrol, Haystick Sim Sport, ESTV, and MotorVision.tv.
A 1v2 for the tournament. Pressure is on.
Racing for Green is here to help you carbon neutralize your racing. By planting new trees, Racing for Green offers to make your racing carbon neutral. We already have the calculations, contacts, infrastructure, deals and solutions ready for you to easily buy carbon neutral laps on any racetrack. It doesn't matter if you are a racing fan, team owner, driver, sponsor or partner. Anyone can buy CO2 neutral laps in the Racing for Green webshop and trade CO2 emissions for new forest. Racing for Green.
off the link, did you say?
Virtual GHD Petrol Ilirska Bistrica Hillclimb is presented in partnership. The 2021 Virtual GHD Petrol Ilirska Bistrica Hillclimb is presented in partnership with Viper Gaming by Petrol, Stick Sim Sport, ESTV, and MotorVision.tv.
Racing for Green is here to help you carbon neutralize your racing. By planting new trees, Racing for Green offers to make your racing carbon neutral. We already have the calculations, contacts, infrastructure, deals and solutions ready for you to easily buy carbon neutral laps on any racetrack. It doesn't matter if you are a racing fan, team owner, driver, sponsor or partner. Anyone can buy CO2 neutral laps in the Racing for Green webshop and trade CO2 emissions for New Forest. Racing for Green.
1v2 for the tournament. Pressure is on.
Hello everybody and welcome to the European Hill Climb Championship here for 2021. We've got 3 rounds remaining, including this one here in Slovenia, and it's great to have you along here for another event here tonight. I guess you could say round 10, even though it is, I guess, round 11. But we missed one out a little bit earlier on, so we do have 3 remaining in this 12-round championship, and quite a lot of the championships are already wrapped up in the respective categories, but 2 of them are still up for grabs and still to be sorted out. One of them, maybe, well, both of them, I guess, maybe tonight it is possible for them to be sorted. We've just had qualifying, which has gone on for the last couple of hours, and now we're getting ready for the first heat, which is going to be very important because all of the heats count here tonight, so it will be fully on from the very start here today, which is the way we want it, of course. But since we weren't talking to you during qualifying, I guess we could do some of the housework that we do normally during that session. So first of all, I guess we'll go through what we're tackling here today. Bit of a mouthful. GHD, Petrol, Ilirska, Bistrica, or something like that. Something to that effect here today. Not entirely sure. But it's in Slovenia, and it begins to climb from the town of Bistrica, and goes all the way up to Semji, which is a small village, I guess you could say, a little bit further up the road. Very southwest Slovenia here today, very close to the border with Croatia. If you just turn around from the start line and drive for a little bit, then you'll find yourself in Croatia quite quickly, actually, where we have been earlier on in the year. And it's a 5-kilometre climb, as most of these events are gaining only 165 metres today, so one of the less steep of the climbs. We're getting up to some pretty big speeds, but so much so actually that we've had to include 2 chicanes along the way, one either side of the hairpin section that comes towards the 2/3 mark of the climb. These are the standings as well, heading into this race. 60 points in the teams championship between Keep Rugal and GSR team. Paranopoulos and Karalis gained points, 9 points on Ronan Tatol last time around. However, they're still 60 points behind, so they've got a bit of work to do in the teams championship. Sebastian Renard's confirmed as winning the E2 SCSS 3000 category. He's got a very big lead over Francois Karate, who has extended his lead over Mark Best in recent times in that battle for second in the championship. Chris Bennett obviously is the only person in that second category down there. This is the closest one remaining, E1 plus 2000. Tobias Bashadov ahead of Paranopoulos and Agios Andre. That's a different thing altogether. Agios Andre, who's 50 points behind. At the moment, they're all covered by 50 points, and 50 points will be remaining after this particular event here. John Spider has got a very real opportunity of clinching Group H this time around as well. He's 69 points in front of Vincent Tukula, and Philip Raab is in third, but he's out of the equation now. It's a 2-horse race, and Tukula needs to win today to stand any chance of continuing on, and a 6th place for John Spider, and maybe a 7th will do him just fine. He will be winning the title here today. 130 points between Rodriguez and Coxegidis in E1 2000, so the Spaniard has indeed clinched that championship as well. in the Honda Type R TCR. So we'll be keeping a very keen eye on Group H today, especially because that could very well be wrapped up in this race or in this event. But Bill Spider does need to get to the end of it at least, and you have to complete all of the heats to make it there. So that could be a challenge. We'll wait to see how easy it is for things to go wrong. Given it is a hill climb, I'm going to go with it's very difficult to complete it all, but we'll see. Very easy to throw it off. But Sebastian Renat is still here, by the way. He's asking in the glory of a championship victory, really. But he's continuing to assert his dominance rather than just falling back and resting on that. Just one more thing as well before we really get underway with the real times coming in. You can see something moving in the background there, but there it is. It's the course car. Quite a narrow entry to this climb, it must be said. There are some narrow parts as well, but we are in a town after all, down the bottom here. We have to do a bit of a manoeuvre, get out of the way. And get it right so that we can probably get out of the way, but yes, as you can see in the bottom left of your screen, we've got a countdown timer of just under 10 days now to the second season of the Sprint Series kicking off at Monza, so you can join us for that on GTR 24H. Going to be on the 18th, Thursdays this year rather than the Wednesdays of last year. Yeah, you can still sign up as well for that championship, which will be on ACC. Now that everything is in place, we'll see in a few moments' time Sebastian Renat appear into shot, and there he is. He gets himself ready for the first climb of the day. Not only his first, but the very first. Chicane negotiated pretty rapidly, knocks off a little bit of speed before this very high speed section that's coming up. Even has a crash to the downhill in it, this one. Pitching upwards into the first of the hairpins. And some of the, well, I say a hairpin, this is not quite the hairpin that I was talking of. It's a little bit windy before we get into the proper hairpins, and excuse me. It's yeah, but some of the tightest hairpins that we've seen all season long, actually. So yeah, not the steepest by any means, but very shallow, but also very steep, all at the very same time. Finally, another hairpin at the end of, another chicane at the end of all the hairpins. So that just to knock a bit of speed off, because it is quite a high speed section towards the end as well. Back to one of the normals here at the moment. It looks a little bit more agile through the pits, but it certainly hasn't proved to be so far this season. Bastien Renard's won all of them from the first, was won by Ludwig Ferry, and they are all the Salah victories here in this one. A lot of signs going around. We're not in a particularly rural area of Slovenia, I wouldn't say. Well, maybe you would, I'm not entirely sure. But there are a lot of small villages around. Really, you're not completely isolated, whereas you might be if you headed east a bit. Then you might find yourself in a bit of trouble. But there's certainly a lot of stuff around, put it that way. There's another one of the Normans that makes its way to the top, and the first of the E1 plus 2000 cars that makes its way out there. This looks like it could be Paradopoulos. It is indeed faster than Bashadov in qualifying, but whether he's going to be able to repeat that here is another issue, really. And Mark Bess was better off than Karate in the qualifying as well, and that's not the way the last couple of events have been going when they've raced for real, so we'll see what's happening there with that one. Bashadov is going to have to chase down the Ford Escort and go better, but we won't be able to tell for just a few moments because we've got Sebastian Renard's time, but nobody else's at the moment, so we'll get the other times and then obviously compare. But all of the times count here for this one, as they do at the next round as well. I was going to say the final round, but it's not going to be anymore. It's going to be the penultimate round, but even so. Mark Best does look a little bit stronger than Francois Corati here today, which doesn't happen very often. Paradopoulos and Bashadov both have now finished their first run. Looks like there might be a problem here for George Malice, because otherwise we wouldn't get a replay. Unless it's just a slow-mo shot of the Ford. A little bit concerned for George Malice. Well, it seems to be going alright though still. The first few times in the E1 plus 2000 starting to really take shape. But once again, Javi Rodriguez has managed to qualify a little bit better than Philip Raab, even with a E1 2000 car. Didn't happen towards the start of the season, certainly. It seems to be towards the end, for whatever reason. There we are. Also got Frederic Teixeira in the E1 plus 2000 category. We've got 5 of those cars today. The big 3 are there, the 3 who've been taking most of the podiums so far this season. In fact, every podium since Germany. Round number 5. Excuse me, round number 6. Round number 5 as Bashadov and Andre both didn't score any points at all. But since then, these two have been covering the podium. George Milas is back after a week's absence. Angelopoulos doesn't look like he's here today. But good to have Frederic Teixeira back again. Hopefully he can score the first points since Germany, where he managed 8th place. This is Chris Bennett, who's been racing against himself for most of these races, and over the line goes Chris Bennett, been kind of comparing himself against the E1 plus 2000 cars, really. And that's what you can do in hill climb, really. You can just focus on the overall leaderboard, I guess, and not get too caught up in everything else that's going on. And everybody else, especially if you're in your own category. So first time's going to take shape. We did see briefly that Paranopoulos had gone just over half a second quicker than Bashadov, so take an early lead there. Looks like the first of the Group H cars to come across the line. Philip Raab, that might be. Hard to know. We do know that Vincent Tukulari is definitely here as well. Here today, but he does need to win. He wants to keep the championship alive. This is Angelopoulos, by the way. Wasn't expecting to see him today, but he's here, just a little bit detached from his fellow drivers in the category. Really just battling with the car through these final few hairpins. Well, that was the last one. More of a sharp turn, really, than a hairpin, but still. Negotiating the ball now, and he's going to have a fast run to the finish as well. Not before the chicane, though. Going to have to knock off a little bit of speed before going through these final corners. Or the final corner, I should say, and oh dear! Has gone wrong, unfortunately for him. Into the barriers. The front bumper is off for Angelopoulos. Hopefully he can get back. Oh, he looks like he's going to just reverse over the line, or try to, but he's now a little bit stuck with the wall. Oh dear. That might have been that might have been a big mistake there from Angelopoulos, who is now stuck and can't get out. Well, we've seen many things over the course over the months of doing this championship. Well, I've not quite seen that before, but there we are. Angelopoulos stuck and unable to get out. I'm afraid. Hopefully, this is Corrales, Valadis Corrales. Hopefully, this doesn't impede him too much. But goodness me! Oh, here we go. That's well. I'm not sure if Angelopoulos has got out or Corrales has just come across him after he'd retired or not. But yeah, that was a strange moment, to put it bluntly. Some more of the Group H cars come through. Might well be, well, it definitely is another one of the Opals, but be Philip Robb, although you would have thought you'd seen him earlier on. That's got to be another one of the Opals, isn't it, really? Vincent Tukola, not Robb, as I suspected, but this is very important for Tukola because he does need a win here if he wants to keep the championship alive. He needs 3 of them actually in the last 3 races. And he needs John Spider to have 3 disasters really as well. Through the final corner he goes though, and over the line. Not sure if anybody's still out there on the circuit, or if surely that's not everybody to have gone through. There's definitely more cars than that I can see for a start that haven't been yet. So right, okay. Another one of the Clios making its way to the front. New driver as well, yeah. The new driver David Aguirre, excuse me, making his way to start and makes his way off the start finally in the Clio. To really slalom his way through the first chicane, which really isn't knocking a load of speed off for these smaller cars. very clean run so far, and that is certainly a good thing considering. Oh wow, as soon as I said that, he went straight on at the hairpin. A little bit of contact with the barriers, but still going. It's a sensible idea to be cautious really in the first part, because it's quite fast and things could go wrong easily there, but also because you've got to complete all 3 runs, so very much worth being cautious to start with. Another slalom through the final 2 chicanes, well, the final chicane, excuse me. And then up towards the final corner. He's a very committed right-hander. And over the line for the Clio. The first few times have been coming in, the main class leaders have been over the line now. We're going to take a short commercial break. And then when we return, the final part of Heat 1 and the start of Heat 2 will be upon us.
The 2021 virtual GHD Petrol Ilirska Bistrica Hill Climb is presented in partnership with Viper Gaming by Petrol, A-Stick Sim Sport, ESTV, and MotorVision.tv.
A 1v2 for the tournament. Pressure is on.
Racing for Green is here to help you carbon neutralize your racing. By planting new trees, Racing for Green offers to make your racing carbon neutral. We already have the calculations, contacts, infrastructure, deals and solutions ready for you to easily buy carbon neutral laps on any racetrack. It doesn't matter if you are a racing fan, team owner, driver, sponsor or partner. Anyone can buy CO2 neutral laps in the Racing for Green webshop and trade CO2 emissions for New Forest. Racing for Green.
Welcome back to the European Hill Climb Championship for 2021. We're in Slovenia for the third last round of the championship, and we do indeed now have some times to speak of. I want to go straight to Group H really though, because that is where things are very tasty indeed. Roosevelt was taking the pace early on with a 12.3. Far behind, Tukulak with a 13.0, needing to win this race, or this event I should say. John Spider is a little way back, but third place will absolutely do for him to be able to make it through as champion into the next round. Whatever, not make it through to the next round, that's not really got anything to do with it, but he certainly will be champion going into the next round, which is what he wants, of course. Quite a few drivers to come across the line at this point. Drew Barbosa and Uri Hernandez, who we go on board with now for the first time today. A bit of a wider line through the hairpin, not always a bad thing, these hairpins. You wouldn't say that on a flattish racetrack that you would want to take a wide line. But on these kind of roads, these built hairpins, the insides can be a little bit nasty on occasion. This one's banked, cambered quite well, quite nicely, so you can go for it. But sometimes it's not always like that. And this is the chicane, very tricky. Slot yourself through there. You don't actually rub off that much speed, but if you get it wrong, there's going to be quite a bad accident, so you have to be careful. But through the final, ooh, good. Catching the slide, Hernandez, and brings it to a stop. A few more over the line at the moment. Going through in pretty short intervals, since they're the same car anyway. Sorry, in the same class anyway. Makes sense. Javier Rodriguez has also put in a good time there, as you can see on the left-hand side. Put himself in front of anyone, Frederick Teixeira. Chris Bennett as well. He's just about gone faster then. Doesn't look like we're going to see any times really up there challenging any of the ones on the left-hand side over the next few moments, although it's 27 car might. That is Olive Tan, 6th place in the championship. Got a podium back in the Czech Republic. Maybe he can repeat the same feat. We will be seeing him on the leaderboard, but John Spider still in a very strong position, even with 4th place, to take the title. I think 7th place would do for him today. So that might well be what he's just aiming for at this stage. In the final corner goes Olive Tan. It doesn't look like he's breaking into the real, or at least the top 3 in class. Is Jose Alvarez, who was 5th place on the Trento Mondoni. Because it looked like Tobias Bashadov was leaving the pit lane there. That one definitely was his car. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a very similar one. That was Frank Dupart leading in a similar looking Lancer heading towards the start. This is a cool car as well, the 112 Peugeot. Although it could be new. I can't quite spot it on the entry unless it's in a category that... Yeah, it is. It's Maxime Jabat. Maybe, or it could be different. Romano Burgas is the driver that's at the helm at the moment. And there's Frank Dupart in the top right. Or briefly was anyway. Yeah, these are the final few times to be coming in, but still 2 more heats to go, and both of them will count. And whatever happens here towards the overall time, as it is with these events that run for 3 heats. Well, as it is with the ones where all of them count, anyway. A little bit wide through the final corner for Burgas there, but no harm really. I think Frank Dupart may well be the last one at a time here in the order. But let's wait and see either way. He looks a little bit ragged, I must say, but getting through the course all right. Into the barrier slightly, and the front bumper's gone, I'm afraid, on the Lancer. To make things a little bit trickier. Actually through the chicane, hopefully just understeer into the second tyre. Oh, just hit the hay bale on the outside a little bit. That's unfortunate. And now this final corner is going to be pretty terrible as well, because of the damage, but gets through it all fine in the end. So that may well be it for the first part. Don't see anybody else leaving at the moment or wanting to leave. Ivo Correa is out of the moment as well. VW Golf, a cool looking car. Not very. They've not taken many lines that on straight to that car, though, have they? A few squares and boxes made to design that car by the looks of things, but there we are. Can't be too critical. Curved lines is the word I was looking for there. Not many curved lines used in the making of that car, was there? But there we are. Either way, it's a classy looking one in the E1 2000, looking to get Rodriguez. That's always the target, but only one person has been able to get within 3 seconds. That's Valdez Corrales, 2.8 down. 2.8 down, and I'm afraid Correa's been in the barriers, and he might well be stuck. It looks like he is. Well, it wouldn't be the first. May not be the last by the looks of things. Looks pretty stuck in the barriers there. And that is the end of Heat 1, I'm afraid. So, 2 casualties from it, I believe. Angelopoulos and Correa as well. both falling fate of the foul of the same thing, really. Both having to retire due to the same thing. There's a quick look at the twists and the turns of the climb itself. The runner was quickest again there, however not quite as far in front of everybody else as he normally is. It was only a second to mark best this time. So maybe we do have a race on at the very front of the field here, this event. It would be nice, because the last time we had one was at round 2, really. Ever since then, it's been Sebastian Renard's class. He has owned it. Nobody else has been allowed to take it off him. So, difficult to see that changing here, but could do. So, the course car makes its way through the very narrow opening to this one and gets itself in the correct position. What I am going to do during Sebastian Renard's lap, because he is the series champion and he's also very good, I'm going to, and also the sounds of the cars are very nice going up the hill here. So what I am going to do is just be quiet during the couple of minutes or so that Sebastian Renard is going to be going up the hill, and I'll let you enjoy the sights and the sounds with him. It is a spectacular watch when we're on board and looking at yeah, just how he does it. Really, it is very tricky indeed. They do make it look easy sometimes, but yeah, it will prove to us that it's not, I suppose. There he is, just waiting. I want to get everything in check here for the moment, but as you can see, it's proving a little bit tricky. It looks like we are now on to live pictures with Sebastian Renard, so I'll be quiet for the rest of the climb, the second half of this one, and yeah, we'll enjoy this car flying up the mountain. Over the line for Renard, and we'll try and get a view on what time that was from him, but may have to wait a little while for that. Mark Best as well. Really driving well today. Paranopoulos Very important in E1 plus 2000 that everybody gets it right, and he doesn't look like he has through there. That's going to cost him at least the 6/10 lead that he had before the start of that one. That was on replay, by the way. This is that moment again. And yeah, he definitely gets into the barriers there. That's more than 6/10 gone. Looks like Bashadov may well be able to retake the lead, but we won't know until we have the times up once again. There is the 153 of Tobias Bashadov. He won't know about that mistake for Paranopoulos yet, but he'll try and capitalise on any mistakes, of course. Of course, if I didn't quite make this clear earlier, but Bagius Andre doesn't beat Tobias Bashadov today, and he's out of the championship challenge. Paranopoulos can still lose some points and be in contention, but 41 points at this stage really is too many. He just need to start gaining them back. Into the chicane for Bashadov. And through the final corner as well, but oh my goodness me! That is a big error for the championship leader. He's going to crawl across the line. Is he going to get to the line? He doesn't get to the line. Oh, this is a big... Oh, he's not got to the line. It looks like, I think that's going to be registered as a DNF for Tobias Bashadov, and this is how it happened. The championship leader smashing into the wall. A slide on the entry to the corner. Parts falling away everywhere. This is another look at it in slow motion. Once again, just loses the rear end and heads straight for the wall. The wheel comes off, and Tobias Bashadov looks like he's out of this hill climb. So all of a sudden, even with Paranopoulos' mistake, it looks like he's going to be gaining a whole heap of points on him today. And all of a sudden, the championship going from very comfortably within Tobias Bashadov's reach to not quite out of it, but Paranopoulos puts himself back in the picture. Still a long way to go before we can say that, though. Over the line as well. I think that's Frederick Teixeira we just saw over the line. See a few more of the leaders come through. We'll be interested to see about John Spider and Vincent Tukula, etc. That's Frank Dupas, excuse me. Not Frederick Teixeira. He was into the barriers a little bit there. I think that's a replay from Heat 2 anyway. So he ended the first run with no front bumper either. It does look like this is the second run for Dupas. He's made a couple of mistakes on it, but Chris Bennett's car looks clean for the moment. just bouncing across the curves a little bit there. Or the pavement, I guess you would say, I don't know. Just go out into the countryside, this one. It's said it's not a very rural area, but you, there's another hit on the wall. You do see a lot of greenery around in between the villages. And there is the final turn. Complete now for Chris Bennett. And he goes off on his way. Here is Roosevelt. We saw him in the first run. Oh, and this is a mistake. A spin for the leader. He only had a 7/10 lead over Tukula. So this is going to cost him. He makes his way up the bank. Oh, and he spins on the bank as well. Like trying to get down from, or roll down from some NASCAR banking, really, isn't it? It's difficult. You've got to stay off the throttle, really. Roosevelt didn't do that there. So Rodriguez comes over the line. So the opportunity now for Tukula. Roosevelt, who's there's another look at the replay. Spider is out there at the moment looking to finish in the top 7 to try and get to where he needs to be. Yeah, that confirms it. Tomasz Bashanov didn't get a time in there. That is going to be really bad news for him in the championship. Paranopoulos lost nearly 2 seconds in that spin. I would say maybe he did lose 2 seconds. Didn't see what happened to Argius Andre, but he's supposed to have completed by now, and he hasn't. Well, that's a problem for him as well. Well, let's see about the Group H cars. Roosevelt's lost a lot of time there, so I would be very surprised if he comes away with the win, but then again, he might well do. Renard puts another 3.5 seconds into his rivals, so he's looking pretty good, but everybody else nearly times as Tukula gets ready in the top right and gets going. Spider just needs to get to the top without any issues here and do it all over again in half an hour's time. Tukula was very close there. Didn't need to get quite so close through the chicane and after it as well, but he's pushing hard. He surely knows that Roosevelt had that spin, because it happened quite a long time before he set off. He must know that that has taken place in front of him. He comes through as well. This is looking like a good time for him, really. He is going to go fastest so far, of course, but we don't quite know what time just yet. The time of 13.9 in the end, nearly 2 seconds better than he managed to do last time, but still not as good as Tukula's first time. So if the number 33 is able to improve, or even stay the same, it would still be extending the margin. And here he is. Looks almost out of proportion, that car, with how narrow it is. But Got a very, very wide rear wing indeed. If you think the body of the car is going to fit through, you do have to think again when going through that narrow gap because of that rear wing. Does widen you a few inches, I would say. Anyway, he's come through the final corner now. It was Patrick Fossey we were watching a few moments ago, not quite go as quick as Spider. And Tugalan looks pretty pleased with how that lap has gone, really. With how that run has gone. Going a little bit of a artistic spin for him. It's almost exactly the same as he managed before. So now he's got a 3.7 second lead over John Spider. But that's not really going to matter if Spider is on course to finish second as he is right now. Patrick Fossey, let's not forget. Pretty sure he was the winner last time out. He was indeed. Fourth place might be able to overtake Philip Raab in this race, this event, because I can't see Raab. He certainly wasn't up there in the first round of times anyway. That was Christoph going through. He's not been off the podium yet since he joined us. If this one is in the conversation with Fossey and Ross, just Fossey, excuse me, then yeah, there may be a chance for another one. And it is indeed very close indeed. We didn't get the first round of times for those guys, unfortunately, so we won't really be able to know who is going to be on the podium tonight. However, yeah, it's going to be a close fight between the two of them. Either way, those are the first few runners of each class going through here in Slovenia. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and on the other side, the final part of Heat 2 and the first part of Heat 3 will make a start, so join us then.
The 2021 Virtual GHD Petrol The 2021 Virtual GHD Petrol Ilirska Bistrica Hill Climb is presented in partnership with Viper Gaming by Petrol, A-Stick Sim Sport, ESTV, and MotorVision.tv.
Racing for Green is here to help you carbon neutralize your racing. By planting new trees, Racing for Green offers to make your racing carbon neutral. We already have the calculations, contacts, infrastructure, deals and solutions ready for you to easily buy carbon neutral laps on any racetrack. It doesn't matter if you are a racing fan, team owner, driver, sponsor or partner. Anyone can buy CO2 neutral laps in the Racing for Green webshop and trade CO2 emissions for New Forest. Racing for Green.
set. A 1v2 for the tournament. Pressure is on.
To the European Hill Climb Championship here from Slovenia. We've got 3 rounds to go, including this one, and not very long to go in this particular event either. The final few rounds of times in Heat 2 are happening right now, like you can see on your screen with Bojan Sivaki right now. Maybe not pleased with how his run has gone since he just put his car into the barriers, but either way, 7th place overall. Oh my goodness, 7th place in Group H in Heat 2 at the very least. So yeah, we've got a couple more of the Group H cars to enjoy coming up the hill before we get into the final heat of the day. Big drama, I guess, from this one is Tomasz Bashadov not scoring any points from this event, because he is the championship leader in the E1 Plus 2000. Paranopoulos was certainly giving it to him, giving him a hard time. However, made a mistake himself, and so Bashadov didn't need to push as hard as he did through the final corner, you would say, but just lost the rear end really, and then lost all the parts of his car, unfortunately. Ogias Andre has not come over to complete either. At this stage, one of the Peugeots goes racing through our shop. Wasn't expecting to see any cars at this point. I thought the round was done almost, but you still have a few remaining. Like Pedro Barbosa and Matteo fell ace dog. Oh, good lord, he's got a slide on there. And over the back. Oh no, he's going to go over. Slow motion and over the barriers as well. Oh dear, into the trees. That's going to be the end of his day, unfortunately. That is a shame for him. We're going to watch it again though. Just clips that pavement, a little raised curb in the wrong moment, and I feel like these Peugeots, because they're so small, they're very easy to roll. Are those the trees falling in the background? Trees were falling in the background of that shot there. It's just cruel to the poor man, but either way, we're seeing it again. Are you sure it is trees that are falling towards the end there? Yeah, there are. I didn't realise that was quite possible actually, but there we are, deforestation happening in Slovenia at the moment. Right, Hernandez. Just got a glimpse of him in the first heat. Wasn't doing anything particularly wrong in his lap, I wouldn't have said, so it's more of the same here. And there's 10th place in the championship at the moment and has managed a podium when we were in Slovakia. Steadily improved into that podium, 6th place, 5th place, and then a 3rd. But it'll do very well to get into that top 3 here today, I would say. Alvea's done a good job there to be 3rd in the Heat 1, and so has Barbosa to get inside the top 5. Bristoff and Fossey look like they've been displaced a little bit. It's very, very close in Group H, and it's impossible to know who is where at this stage, considering we didn't get the first heat's times in. Having to pray. Very long looking Opel Ascona. Not the most agile through that chicane, but he's made it through. And over the line as well. He's doing Lagaretta as well, that we've not seen so far. A little contact with the barriers. A little bit of a slider as well, the Fiat 131. Another car that's not been designed with curved lines. And Olive Tab is on the right side of the screen as well, that brighter green Opel. Oh dear, oh dear. Lagaretta goes over. But unfortunately has landed on his wheels and will be able to get to the finish. But that shows just what can happen when you misjudge the chicane. It'll go very, very wrong very quickly indeed, as we have just seen. Olive Tan, 14th in the order at the moment, but that's because he hasn't set a time in this heat, so it's a bit irrelevant at this stage. But he was respectable enough in the first heat. It's a chicane we just saw Lagaretta come and stuck at, and he makes it through this time with a lot less problems than his fellow competitor did. Oh, bit of a slide through the final corner. Hold on to it well. And he's going to pull to a stop with, once again, having completed that lap time. I remember it being one of the last time as well, so that might well be it for now. Although we've still got this Peugeot to watch of Manuel Burgos. I do like the look of the car as well, to be fair. I'm not entirely sure, they might have used this car for the World Rally Championship back in the early 2000s. And that could be a slightly different model of Peugeot that they used back in the day. Actually, maybe it was, but either way, it looks like it should be. Chicane and gets through there without any particular problems. Seem to remember he did clip the hay bales on the outside last time, although it looks like he's having a few problems there. It's just like the server just resettled him there. It looks like it has. Not entirely sure if that was meant to happen. He was coming towards the end of his run, and very much looked like the server cut out on him. So that was a weird moment. There are all the cars lined up. And yeah, it's going to be a runaway win for Paranopoulos by the looks of things. Hagia Sandro is going to be confirmed as no longer in contention for that championship, but if Paranopoulos can get to the end here, he will be only 16 points behind Tobias Bashadov with 2 rounds to go. That is going to be a very, very exciting end to this championship. The sound of the siren, by the way, is the course car that you can hear. Just in case you're wondering what that is, in case you've not been with us so far, but yeah, it's the course car just getting itself ready. Here's the weather. Gives you an idea of where we are geographically as well. This one. Not going to be any threat of rain here on this occasion. Yeah, we're in Slovenia, not too far from Italy and very close to Croatia, as you can see on the right hand side. Just kind of where the S is of Bistrica is where that border goes. Croatia, and as I mentioned earlier, you turn around from the start line, which is actually on one of the main roads through the town. One of the bigger roads. If you just turn around, I wouldn't like to guess how far that is, but you find yourself there very quickly indeed. There's only a few, maybe 3-4 towns between the two of them, in the border. And of course, if you wanted to take a different road out of the town, just to the northwest, take a road to Italy if you'd like. Find yourself in Udine quite quickly. Gorizia, which is on the border in Slovenia and Italy. And you can't keep going to the west, I guess you'll find yourself in Venice if you're not careful. You don't end up in Venice by accident, we'll put it that way. It's, you do have to be trying to go there. But no, that's kind of where we are geographically. Sebastian run out just to pull us away from that conversation. He is going well, as you can see at the moment. Been going well all championship really. There's been nobody able to touch him at all. And so that is why he's got such a big lead. You can see being a little bit cautious. Here's the onboard for the final few moments. You see the commitment through this final right-hander as well, which is tricky corner. Must be said over the line. And Mark Best has certainly done his best today. He was only a second down as for the first time, but losing 3.5 seconds in the last split time was not great, so he will need 4.5 seconds of... He will need to better Sebastian Ronald by 4.5 seconds if he wants to win here today. Something which he's going to struggle to do. Without any problems, it didn't look like Ronald had any there. As for Karate as well. Making his way up the hill. Karate has not got a huge lead over Best in the championship. 6 points. Looks like Best might be able to gain 3 here. So halve that margin heading into the final couple of rounds, and this man just needs to get round. Paranopoulos is not going to be pushing it through the high-risk corners whatsoever, or the low-risk ones. Just wants to get through. Bashadov and Andre are not scoring any points today. He's going to get the full 25. Been running Bashadov so close all season, but he's not been able to take a victory since the Czech Republic and the last time the German didn't finish a race. I'll make 2 DNFs for Bashadov, as comparing to Paranopoulos' only 1, and that was a DNS. So this season has been very, very close indeed, but so that 25-point gain for Paranopoulos in the Czech Republic was a big one, and this one is going to be equally as big in the championship story. Here is Tomasz Bashadov either way. Now, I don't believe we have a registered time for him. I'm just going to check on the rules here. Yeah, I am very sure that all heats will count, so this is no more than an exhibition, I would have said, but he's out there anyway. George Malice as well. He's not had a bad season himself, 4th place, behind the big 3. And just in front of Angelopoulos. They were having a good championship fight, but Malice may well be taking things into his own hands with this victory here. Oh, bit of a slide needed into that hairpin there. That's ideal. Also in the top right hand side, Tasher, I believe, as well, the 151. We've seen that Rodriguez soon for E1 2000, and then we'll be able to see if Vincent Tukala will have done all he can in Group H, because he's got to win today, let's not forget. This is a replay of Frank Duprat. What's happened in here? Just a scrape on the barriers. It looks like he's going to get 4th place here today, though, Duprat, purely by getting to the end. Bashadov driving on pure anger, I guess. That's the fastest lap time of the day altogether in that category. Never mind, just the heat altogether, that is the best lap time. Duprat as well, with bumper off, I'm afraid. This is Tasher going through the chicane. Oh, this is going into the barrier. Oh, into the hay bales on the outside, just a little bit there. He's got away with it. There's Duprat limping to a 4th place. Making sure he gets there at this point, really. Rodriguez going a little bit wide into the barriers there. He's got a big enough lead for this. About 6 seconds over Corrales, I make it. So he can afford a mistake or two, but he'd rather not, of course. Strange one, really, because there's not a big straight between those two hairpins there, but he locked up and went straight on into the arm curve, so bit of a confusing one there. Just goes behind some trees, really, but he definitely does make contact with the barriers. There's a lot of greenery around. Assuming it rains quite a lot in this part of the world. I don't know it very well, but maybe it does, because there's a lot of stuff growing. I'll put it that way. Anyway, Rodriguez is over the line. and then we are waiting for somebody to leave the garages again. Or sometimes there's not many people out there on the hill for whatever reason. There's one of the first Group H cars. What are we going to see today? The 136. Patrick Fossey his way out there first, not returning to the heights of the victory that we saw him take on the Centre of Sand climb in Switzerland 2 weeks ago. And now we get the split screen with Morales on the left and Fossey on the right. The Clio about to come to the end of its run. Patrick Fossey, we'll see. Maybe he can get third here, but he was beaten by quite a few Group H cars last time. Maybe it won't be there, and we won't know whether he has got a podium after all this or not, because he didn't get many of the first heats times come through, so it is impossible to know. So what we do know at the moment is that John Spider is looking on course for second place, and that is good enough for him to take the title here today. He's the only man left who can stop him. Vincent Tukulat. He needs to win, which is what he's doing at the moment. He hasn't been able to do so since the third round of the championship. For whatever reason. Well, most of all, he's had 4 non-appearances in a row. That will be part of the reason. But he's not quite been after how he started this championship. He comes over the line now either way, and that might well be enough for a victory. So it's really up to Spider now just to get round in 7th place, which is not an easy feat in Group H. It's very competitive, especially here today. So it just takes some doing that, but it shouldn't be difficult for Spider, who's been in control this season, really. We talked about the possibility of him taking this championship for a very long time now. It's continued. Good lord, that was quick through the chicane. I've never seen anybody go quite so quickly through there, but Hristov, and he broke. He nearly broke his car in doing so, but that was very quick indeed. We'll have another look at it, but it did overrun it a little bit onto the curb on the right hand side, so it looked spectacular. It probably wasn't actually as quick as it looked, but in terms of lap time, but it was spectacular. I'll give him that. I'm sure as to where John Spider is at this point, I must be honest. I've seen him out there. This is Blassel. I don't know that he's finished a run at the moment. He did a 2:15.1, so it looks like he will, unless there's a miraculous improvement by everybody behind, and it's very unlikely he won't be walking away with the championship at the end of this one. But on the same note, Goulart will be taking a victory on the day by the looks of things, but we'll wait and see on that one. This is a very spectacular looking car as well, by the way. But Mirko Krusmanovic, not seen much of him so far, but here he is. Either way, with the leaders once again over the line, we're going to take a quick commercial break. The final few runners will be coming over the line over the next 20 minutes or so, and we'll be wrapping up class winners, etc., and indeed championships as well from this hill climb here in Slovenia. So join us again in a few moments' time.
The 2021 virtual GHD Petrol Ilirska Bistrica Hill Climb is presented in partnership with Gaming by Petrol, A-Stick Sim Sport, ESTV, and Motorvision.tv.
Racing for Green is here to help you carbon neutralize your racing. By planting new trees, Racing for Green offers to make your racing carbon neutral. We already have the calculations, contacts, infrastructure, deals and solutions ready for you to easily buy carbon neutral laps on any racetrack. It doesn't matter if you are a racing fan, team owner, driver, sponsor or partner. Anyone can buy CO2 neutral laps in the Racing for Green webshop and trade CO2 emissions for New Forest. Racing for Green.
A 1v2 for the tournament. Pressure is on.
To Slovenia for the round 11 of the European Hill Climb Championship for 2021. We've got the last few times here to come in and a few things to tidy up, I guess, after this particular event, which has once again been won by Sebastian Rodar. His winning streak is extended now to what is 9 races, and it is the longest winning streak of any in this championship now, and a streak that will not be beaten by the looks of things by anybody, and it's confirmed not going to be beaten by anybody. There, Mark Best comes in second place ahead of Francois Corratti. That's how they finished in all of the heats, and that's how they will be at the end of the result sheet. with Karate only 3 points in front of Mark Bestow in a close fight for second place in that championship. E1 plus 2000 is where we've seen the most drama today. Don't be fooled by the fact that Baschendorf is on the top of those standings at the moment and Agius Andres in second, because those two have taken a big hit today. Baschendorf crashing and DNFing on his second run. Andre, we didn't quite see what happened to him, but he didn't finish it as Arnold Tan goes for a spin. He gets going again, fortunately for him, but Baschendorf DNFing the final corner of Heat 2. He nearly got to the line but didn't quite make it. And so Paranopoulos wins the day, closes that margin by 25 points. And it's gone from a 41-point margin to a 16-point margin with only 2 rounds to go. 2 second places for Baschendorf and it will be wrapped up, but it is going to be a close fight to the end of the season. In Group H, we do have the time is in for Tukularan, John Spider. And almost without hesitation I can say that Tukula has won the day, but John Spider is confirmed as the champion of the Group H special category with still 2 rounds to go. Not a huge surprise, but, because it has been coming for a while. However, it's still a championship for John Spider, but not another race win, I'm afraid, on this particular occasion. Finally, E1 2000, where Javi Rodriguez has won again. Valadis Corrales continues his search for a race victory, but I'm afraid he'll have to settle for his 5th second place finish in his 5 appearances that he's made in this championship so far. So now the final few runners will be coming across the line, including Manuel Burgas, who has just completed a lap time there. Ivo Correa as well. We're stuck on the barrier in Heat 1, so I don't think he'll be classified overall. However, he's still out here enjoying himself on this climb either way. Ilirska Bistrica is the name of the climb. I haven't attempted it too many times tonight because it is difficult, but there we are. And in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be quite difficult as well, to be honest, because we're heading just over the border to Croatia, and these countries' proximity to Croatia, this hill climb's proximity to the country is quite notable. Well, we'll be heading south and into Croatia for the Brzezinski Dani hill climb. It will be taking place somewhere, presumably in the western part of the country. That's where all the mountains are, or most of them are anyway. So it may well not be a very long drive. Make it there. Then the final race, which will be in the Apennines region of Italy, not the Alps like we had the Trento Bondone. Different mountain range, but second race in Italy to round off our championship. So make sure you join us then in a couple of weeks' time for that race. It'll be especially interesting in E1 plus 2000, and I am looking forward to it for that category, particularly since it is the only one with the championship still remaining. All of the cars have now come across the line. I guess there's one last thing to say is make sure you join us also for the Sprint Series race at Monza. 10 days time on the 18th of November we'll be getting underway in that championship, so make sure that you join us then. We broadcast it all live here on GTR 24H. For now, that's it from all of us here at the European Hill Climb Championship. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time in Croatia for the penultimate round of this championship. Until next time though, from all of us here at GTR 24H, it's goodbye for now.
The 2021 virtual GHD Petrol Ilirska Bistrica Hill Climb is presented in partnership with Viper Gaming by Petrol, A-Stick Sim Sport, ESTV, and Motorvision.tv.
A 1v2 for the tournament. Pressure is on.
Racing for Green is here to help you carbon neutralize your racing. By planting new trees, Racing for Green offers to make your racing carbon neutral. We already have the calculations, contacts, infrastructure, deals and solutions ready for you to easily buy carbon neutral laps on any racetrack. It doesn't matter if you are a racing fan, team owner, driver, sponsor or partner. Anyone can buy CO2 neutral laps in the Racing for Green webshop and trade CO2 emissions for New Forest. Racing for Green.